Good morning, peoples. Today is the 23rd of September, 2025, and it's another glorious day in the D. Yeah, today the weather may not be so glorious looking. It's cloudy, light mist that's kind of cool, and the temperature is 65. And the humidity is building up on my windshield constantly. That's why I have to have the defroster on, and the heat's up a little bit more. Anyways, so it's a great day to be a Detroiter. I'm pretty proud of our sports teams and whatnot. It looks like the road is shut down here on the one side again. Nothing like road work, but we're here in Michigan, and orange is a friendly color, so they say. Before we get started too deep into things, let's just say thank you and that we appreciate you, all of our subscribers. Thank you to each and every single one of you. And if you are watching and you have not subscribed, please go ahead and smash that subscribe button, shall you? By hitting the subscribe button, you are helping us reach our very small goal of 1,000 subscribers. We're soon to be there. So if you press the button, you get to help us get to our goal of 1,000 subscribers. You get to become part of the Detroit Diz family, and we appreciate every single one of you guys that are following us along on our YouTube journey. We appreciate it, all of you. Anyhow, enough of asking for subscribers, right? I mean, but hey, we have to, because we're trying to grow the channel, and we love that you guys are participating. Anyhow, and remember to give a thumbs up, always helps us boost stats and whatnot. So back to things. Let's first of all talk about today is the 23rd. It means it's the second day of fall, and this whole entire week in Michigan is rainy. No way. Oh yeah, that's usually how it is. I feel like we're in Seattle when we're not in Seattle. Like, can you say we're in Seattle without being in Seattle? Yeah, Detroit. So that's one thing that's going on here. The weather is turning fallish. I mean, look at the sky. It's super gray. And what's more depressing than that is, it's the 23rd, so we have 7 days of September left, and then we have all of October. But this year, the changing of the ending of daylight savings time and the time that we fall back the clocks is happening earlier than it did last year. I don't know why. Maybe it was because there was a leap year or something. I don't know. Who knows? All I can say is that sucks. So our sports team, I'll say one team at least, we'll have to wait for tonight for the other team, but our Detroit Lions did a spectacular job beating the Baltimore Ravens last night. I was very impressed about how it went down. I was having my worries that they were not going to win because it kept on being tied up throughout the game. But then finally, the Detroit Lions figured it out that they could win the game, and they scored several times in a row and beat those Ravens. Sounds like the train is going by. And we're going underneath the railroad, so it has zero effect on us, which is a great thing. So the Detroit Lions won. Hoo-ah! The roar is there. The Lions' pride is strong. And the Detroit Tigers have a game today at 6:40 p.m. Today, Tuesday. And it's going to be a series against, they're opening up the series against the Cleveland Guardians, who is only one game behind us. And so, I hope that the Detroit Tigers can hold off the Cleveland Guardians for a win. That will be wonderfully great. I cannot wait for them to actually get out and get the beat the Guardians, so we can build on our lead. We only have about 6 games left in the season, and we have to hold these Guardians off. We have to guard the Guardians, guard them off. So hopefully we can do that and win out the division. So I'm counting on the boys of summer. That's what you refer to the baseball team as, boys of summer, to win it out, to do it, to get it, just get it done. Sounds like a Nike commercial here. So, yeah. Wanted to talk about now an article that I had read. There's a lot of articles. Must be a boring news day for Disney because they rehash something that we already know. But let's just go ahead and talk about it anyways, because when they write a title and I see it, the same title talked about on several different places, it seems to be like they're saying something without, that is already well known, but they've just created a new article with a new headline that you're like going, huh? Really? Wow. I didn't know that, right? So anyhow, what is it that I'm talking about? Well, look, there was this article on Inside the Magic and all over the place about Disney's not so new 10-year plan of revitalizing the parks with things like, with villains, having a villains land, and what is the other, the tropical Americas land, and the what is it, peak something or other, all the changes that are happening, with cars and monsters and Moana and all those new the animation stuff that's going on in Hollywood studios, all of the stuff that's happening that we already know that's happening, and we're watching it become, actually true. All of a sudden, we're writing an article saying that's the brand new 10-year plan. Well, we already knew that. That plan has been set in place, and they told us these changes are coming. That's about how long all of this is probably going to be taking, though, about 10 years or so. So, it is what it is. I'm hoping that, they're still working on another Disney DVC hotel that's going to be opening up probably next year, I hope. I hope it's done by that time. It'll be great if it is. And they're doing a lot of different things. We need to bring back some of the hotel concierge kind of things, kind of like bringing your bags, check all the way back to the hotel kind of stuff, or things like and other stuff, that they used to do, and that was fun. I know they've been expanding, like giving later hours and whatnot. Even somebody said, and this is interesting, somebody said, well, they were talking about Hollywood, being Jollywood soon, and that Hollywood studios would be closing sooner because of Jollywood. And you could say the same thing about all the parties, after hours parties for the holidays that are going on now, for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party, or Mickey's Very Merry Christmas party that's coming up after that. And is the park hopper, should you get a park hopper so you can go to more than one park? Of course, you always add that on. That's you should always get the park hopper. Doesn't matter if there's a party or not. Being in one park all through the day gets boring, and you just buy the park hopper to enable you to go to another park. And those rules about when you can, and if you have to have a reservation, are fading away. So for sure, go ahead and get a park hopper. Don't worry about the party. Are you going to go to the party or not? I mean, yeah, you should plan on park hopping because it's a thing and it's great. It's a great thing to do because crowds change, and that's just the way it is. So, and it doesn't have to be any special thing that's going on. So that's what I have to say about that, especially with the Food and Wine going for a while, and you got all these things that are happening in other parks, and these other parks have their own events. You know, it's like everywhere you're going is going to be having. I think there's the Epcot holiday thing that's also another, like the Epcot holiday stuff that's going to be happening later on this year. You know, so you're going to be having Jollywood, and then you're going to be having Mickey's Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, and on top of that, Epcot's going to be having a holiday fest. So what are you going to do? You know, go to a water park? I'm just saying. So yeah, just make sure that when you go to the parks, that maybe that you have a little more patience in the world, so you're not always angry at stuff. Just putting it out there. Just putting it out there. So it's a great morning. Let me digress here. Regroup. So there's a lot of construction going on in the animal kingdom, so they say. That's the word on the streets. And we still have, and I haven't checked, I believe that the Grand Floridian lobby is still under construction. There's not going to be any gingerbread house in the lobby of the Grand Floridian. So what will you do if you're visiting? Where will you go? And I wonder if they will make it up by still making those fantabulous cookies, gingerbread cookies, as they always do every single year, and sell them out of the house. I'm pretty sure they'll be selling them somewhere. I remember one year eating some. And they're still going to have, yeah, you know, they're painting Cinderella's castle a more neutral, grayish, kind of whitish, grayish kind of color as it used to be. I wonder what kind of effects. Well, if I don't know when they're going to be painting the castle. I don't think they're going to have time to paint it before the end of the year, unless they really seriously have a lot of painters painting the castle in a week. It's possible, maybe. But if they do it, then in the future, how will that change how the projections show up on the castle? I think is it going to look different, look the same? Does it really matter? Probably not. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting next year, while a lot more of this construction for new rides gets well underway. I cannot wait to watch the transformation of the Rivers of America to cars. That's going to be something I'm really excited about, because I like cars. A lot of people like cars. Cars are a familiarity. Yeah, that's one of those words I'm having trouble with right this minute. But it's a familiar thing for most people about vehicles, that everybody has to drive one. You know, everybody loves them. They like new ones, old ones. That's why Cars is such a great show. Kids, young kids even like Cars a lot. So, it's a great day. Oh boy. I don't know if you want to be crossing there, but we are. So today is the second day, well, the first day. Last night was the evening before the Jewish holiday, and I am Jewish, but I'm going to work, unfortunately, on the most holiest of holidays, one of the high holidays. It's the Jewish New Year today. And in America, they don't give you those days off, so it's kind of a sad thing. But yeah, it's I work and live near a very Orthodox neighborhood of Jewish Orthodox people, so it's important that you know, these are important holidays for being Jewish. Anyhow. So to those people who are celebrating the Jewish New Year, Lashana Tova. Interesting story, and I'll say this because I thought it was kind of funny. I tried to create a picture on Canva just yesterday for the Jewish New Year. I type in Lashana Tova, and Bloom AI is giving me a lasagna for I don't know why. So I made another meme. I said lasagna tova. And then I was like, that's the most unorthodox thing, including the lasagna that has meat and cheese in it. Yeah. Anyhow, I don't think anybody's eating a lasagna on the Jewish New Year unless it's like made out of like challah and sweet stuff. I don't know. Anyhow, it's a great day today. Hopefully all this fog and stuff rolls off, and hopefully that it becomes a little more clear than it is now with all the drizzle. But you know, it is fall time. I've also seen a lot of display of Halloween stuff on people's lawns. They've already prepping it for the 1st of October. I guess the 1st of October is when the official Halloween season starts. Unless you're in Disney World, it starts way back in August. But all the stuff, all the big displays are now for sale at Home Depot, Lowe's, you know, Walmart, Target, and whatever. And it's always seems like a challenging thing when the neighbors have challenges over who can have the better and best Halloween display. I don't know. So maybe that'll be a video in the future, you know, when we get closer to Halloween, like a week before, going through and checking them all out. All right. You guys have a great one. Bye-bye.